her food but you guys are always invited. I would love to
Oh, Rachel had a
reconnect.
mic, but she must have dropped it. She had a mic.
I want to say
Uh,
again, Rachel is the first person to ever get me to eat Brussels sprouts willingly as an adult. If I trust her food recommendations and would dine with her again.
Rachel, did your friend drink the drink I made her?
Michelle?
Yeah,
Yes, she did. She said it was delicious.
I know I'm a good drink mixer. I think I should be a bartender.
You should
Yeah,
not be a bartender.
I was surprised. Yeah, no, I probably shouldn't be. I was surprised you guys had no ice. I'm like, fuck, we got these little mini cubes.
I don't think we even
Shit.
opened the freezer once. And then when you were like, "Do you have ice?" We're like,
There was like 12 mini cubes. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just use it on her drink. I think I drank my drink warm.
Is that Michelle, John Mellis's friend, or another Michelle?
That is John Mellis's.
Girlfriend, or I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Yes.
situation is there. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I finally actually formally met Rachel, Jake. Who else did I meet? Isaac. Who else was there? John, Michelle. There was a few other people. I forget who.
There was Brian Court or Corti. I'm not sure. And then his wife Carletta.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
meet Andrew Taki?
No, he wasn't there.
No, he was there. He was
No,
absolutely
Yeah.
no,
at
he
the.
was not at our house. He was.
Oh,
That was the next day that he was
No,
at the funeral.
he wasn't at either house. He wasn't at the Meg's house, and he wasn't at the Lang house.
well, he should be in the big house, and I'll drop my mic with that.
Dude,
I
but we
agree.
literally, like, I don't think you guys realize like how, um, the next day there was, it was 45 minutes away, and we had to give Kyle the keys to the Honda because Sandy left us the Honda in case we needed to use it, and I didn't know that Kyle still had the keys, but apparently he did, and he had to have them because there were certain people that weren't pardoned yet. And when we got there, I literally picked the back right room upstairs. I walk in, there's fucking two ARs just leaned against the wall and this ton of ammo in the closet.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, the only thing that's missing is a red X on in a map to DC right now. Let's get these fucking guns out of here. So there were other people that were like, "Yeah, we need to secure these in a safe somewhere, or put them in the trunk of the Honda." So because Kyle didn't have, he was pardoned and cleared, he was able to hold the keys. But then he woke up the next morning and he left with them. And I guess they tried to wake me up for like an hour. I was trying to set the party date for Wednesday night, not Tuesday, because I knew the funeral was Wednesday. And then um, I woke up, I don't know, maybe like noon. I wake up, I'm like, shit, what time is it? Nobody's here. And it was what, 50 minutes from the Meg's house. So I didn't have the money for an Uber or nothing. So I literally didn't even drove up all the way with Megs. I feel like such a jackass because I didn't even go to the funeral. I had no way there, and everybody was already too far. It was starting, so I'm like, "Fuck it,
Well,
I'll
I
just sit
laughed
it out."
because we learned that Lori has a foot fetish. When I explained, I'm kidding.
Oh, Lori.
When I released the declassified photos
Oh
of
yeah, of
your
my
sandals, and you
socks
didn't
and slides,
respond for
dude.
hours,
Dude, that's
uh,
some 90. You don't know about socks and slides?
I know about it. I just vehemently disagree that it's an acceptable fashion choice.
Dude, I had
But
somebody in Florida ask me if I'm German because I had socks and slides on. They're like, "Are you from Germany?"
well,
I guess
I
it's a German thing too.
Can
let
Lori
me.
come up as a speaker? I actually have something I would love to say to her.
I
Sure.
can send her.
I
Yeah.
also I wanted to ask Andrew. What's it like? I had the experience recently. What's it like when you meet some of these people that you've seen online and you've heard so many things about, and then you get a chance to meet them in person? What was your experience with that?
Oh, it was cool, man. I mean, Jake cooked us all burgers. Um, we had a little fire pit there. We were there. I think we were there maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Me and Ball and Chris, Moore,
Moyer.
Mauer.
Moyer,
We called it. It's actually Moyer, but he goes by Mur.
Chris Murr. So we decided to go over. And honestly, Rachel, I just want to tell you, Megs did say he said, dude, if it wasn't 10 p.m. and you asking me right now to go, I totally would have went at 6 p.m. So he was like on board to go and hang out. But I think they were waiting on Shane, and Shane was meeting us at the Meg's house. So Shane wasn't there yet, and then Kyle was on his way, so he stayed behind to meet them when they got there. But I'm glad that I got to hang out at both spots. I'm just mad that I missed the pool party the next day. I was really
Yeah.
hoping to stay for another day, but I had no way to get back at all.
I just think it's fun, to like the experience I had with Jake and Rachel, and then getting to go to the White House with Shane. You hear so much about certain people in our movement and different things. And then you get a chance to meet him, and you're just like, 98% of the world is just fucking insane and have nothing going on in their lives. So
Yeah,
they'd rather talk trash and build these caricatures up of people because, and Rachel, I don't mean to be negative at all, but I've seen all the things people say about you, and it's like, she is hyper intelligent. She is kind. She's not I mean, I'm not being a ditzy bimbo or any of that stuff. Jake is not like a crazy Nazi. Shane Jenkins, despite his past, like I'm going to be honest, because of the things I heard about him in jail and some of the guards, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to the White House with this crazy violent dude. Could not have been nicer. Like, and
yeah,
it's
good
just
dude.
it's good people.
Yeah, great dude,
Thanks,
man. I
Dom.
love
Love
Shane.
you.
I love Shane, man. Shane's a good dude. I actually met Shane the night before, and then I ended up right next to him by the window. Um, but yeah, Shane, dude, Shane got buff, like majorly buff. He was way skinnier on the sixth, and I saw him at the house. I'm like, dude, you got like really jacked, like 30 pounds of muscle more. And he was huge, massive, dude. And I know that there was a few, situations when you guys were locked up with all that. But I don't. I seriously, when I went, I'm like, I've never met anybody at the other house. I got to at least go make an appearance. Um, I saw Melis and Jake and Rachel, and um, Rachel looks at me and goes, "Andrew, really? You fucking? Would you take the yellow glove off, please? Tell him about the yellow glove, Rachel."
I don't even know what you were doing with. Well, I know what you were doing with the yellow glove, but I don't think anybody else got it. So I just don't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
No, well, the point was to not even mention it. I just
That's
wore it. Like you were the only person to actually recognize that I had it
And then what's
on.
up with the one shoe? Was that for Jake's picture?
Yeah, because of the one shoe Masonic
Yeah, that's what
ritual
I
that I
thought.
told him.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see Jake. I had the yellow glove and the one slide off with my sock on. But you were actually the only one to realize that I had a fucking construction glove on the whole time I was there. Rachel's like, really, dude? Can you shake the yellow glove? What are you doing? I was hoping that Ryan was there, but I guess he ended up not coming. Um, I hear Cash tells me that me and Ryan have the same theories about the room, so I was hoping to talk to him about that, but I can't force somebody to
Did
talk
anyone
to me.
invite Laurie up?
She can't
I
talk right
did.
now. She can't talk right now. But
Oh, I
I
actually did.
I you know uh,
Well, I would like to tell her that I think she's the biggest piece of trash, one of them, that I've ever encountered in my life. For you to dance on a dead man's grave, for you to sit there, J6 cop beater Bart Shively, talk about people live streaming, or you were commenting on the live streams of your little buddies, of people
Hmm.
mourning their friend. You are a sick piece of trash. I hear you every time in other people's spaces where if someone says something like yesterday about your BFF Patricia, you go, "Oh, that's not right, guys. That's not right." You play this sad freaking victim role all the time, or sad if you don't like something somebody says. That's not right, guys. But you are the biggest trash talker. You're a loser. You have nothing to do but stalk J6ers all day, talk about people who are dead, try to say something that Jake said that Bart is his best friend. Jake baptized Bart. Jake spent years in prison with Bart. Jake was there as soon as Jake was released from jail, visiting Bart when Bart was still somewhat healthy. Jake was by his side in the hospital. Jake was by his side when he got moved to hospice, and Jake was by his side at that funeral. So you are a disgusting piece of trash, and I needed to tell you that.
Come on, Lori. You got to respond
Yeah,
to that.
Lori, come on now. Take a mic.
I don't know if she's busy or not, but
Just got your ass
we
whooped.
welcome open.
She's not
We
busy.
open
She just has
we
nothing
welcome
to
open
say.
discourse. I mean, Lori, come on. Did you really rag on people at a funeral?
Yes, she did.
That's not cool,
J6
Lori.
cop beater Bart Shively, you sick, nasty piece of trash.
So what was the comments that was made? What about?
Oh, so I'll not take this, but a lot of it came from Joe Flood, the guy whose biggest claim to fame, as far as I can tell, is creating Substack articles about how he single-handedly demonstrated against maybe a Proud Boys event or something. And
Yeah, he actually wrote an article about my space, I think.
he did, and so he was making comments on the clothes that people were wearing about cargo shorts and rednecks and people live streaming and taking pictures. And I don't know exactly what Lori said, but the usual gaggle of um, our friends on the left who
Wait,
we
Dom, can I
interact
comment
with.
on that real quick? And I
Yeah.
saw, I don't think it was from Lori. I think it might have been from Joe Flood. I think Lori might have retweeted or something insane. But there was a comment about like, what did Bart's family think about the J6ers doing this? Bart had one family member there. You guys have no idea about Bart's family or any of that situation. And the J6 brothers and everybody were Bart's family. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, even I'm not, he's probably listening anonymously right now. Even American Summer kind of was bringing up the fact that it's like, oh, look at this J6 field trip for this funeral, and it was kind of like I don't know, a side cheek kind of comment where it's a for me, I personally saw it as a reason to um meet people I've never met before who I talk to all the time, and be there for somebody that stood for the same shit that I stood for, even though I never met the dude. I honestly felt kind of weird going. I'm like, am I the only guy going that didn't know this dude?
Well,
And
he
I
asked
asked
for us to be
Megs.
there. He asked for his J6 brothers to be there. And I don't mean to cut you off, Andrew, but whether I
Yeah,
was incarcerated with you or not, Andrew, I wasn't incarcerated with you. We had a court hearing together. I wasn't incarcerated with Ray Chambers, but he's still my brother. Anybody that
yeah,
went through what we went through is a part of my family. And I don't expect other people to get that. It's not a fan club. It's not a fraternity. It is a fraternity of sorts, but it's whether I was with you or not, whether you got out on day one, never spent a day in jail. If you were arrested for January 6th, I do draw a distinction between those of us that were arrested and that weren't. But I don't expect those people to understand that. But I would have been there if I could. I
yeah,
know this may shake Lori to the core, but I actually do work. My mom doesn't support me. I don't talk about it publicly because I don't want to have 300 phone calls like I got on January 6th. But every
yeah,
one of those men that was there is my brother. Bart was my brother, and he asked his J6 brothers to be there.
And also another thing they said they made fun of. Bart wanted all these J6ers to come, all of them, and only 30 showed up. There was more than 30. But why are you guys? How sick are you? A lot of the J6ers don't freaking have money. A lot of them couldn't get up there in time, and you're laughing about who attended. You're making fun of their appearances. Oh, she's too fat. She's dressed like this. Every person, you
yeah,
guys sat around spending your whole pathetic day watching a funeral of a dead man and talking trash, but you're talking trash about us. You guys are sick. Laurie, I would love to see a picture of what you look like as you post what everybody else looks like all the time. But you're gonna
mm,
sit here and be
I,
quiet and not say a single word.
I don't want to speak for Lori, but if you guys aren't seeing it in the comments, she says, I can't speak, but let everyone know we followed the live streamers since May 2020. It's more of them we follow, I assume, than the J6ers. They took over DC during the truckers convoy. Also, I commented on how beautiful it was that Bart's sister received the flag. I
She
will
did.
say they do attack Glory Be Freedom and some of those other people. Not attack. Well, it is an attack, but
They have nicknames for every single person. Oh,
yeah.
this guy was standing out there with a flag. That was a problem. This lady was wearing.
Honestly, it like the nickname thing and all, like the fact that the left follows the J6 thing. It's kind of a compliment to me. It's kind of, they're fans of J6 indirectly in a way. It's like, being like a WWF fan. And everything, your favorite wrestler comes out and you know everything about them. And I really think that half of the crowd that would watch a J6 reality show if it came out would be the left. Probably like 70% of the crowd, honestly. I mean,
Well,
you had people, on the right watching the what was the Love and Hip Hop. That was the number one show in prison, on the black TV. Definitely was. You got to have Love and Hip
Wait,
Hop
also,
on.
Lucy,
Love
I
and
saw
hip
that you
hop.
had some stuff to say too about the funeral. So if you want to come up here, I would love for you to come up too.
Well, let's go. Let's see how long it takes for American Summer to say the word Jake Lang. Go ahead.
Oh, nice setup there, bro. Hey, look. Here's what I want to say about the funeral.
Oh, he's been listening anonymously. Hello.
Here's what I want to say about the funeral. Is that I understand, like, there's other people that have been criticizing it, and you guys are talking about them. I don't know anything about those people. I know one thing though, is that the problem is that you have people at the podium that have a history of creating like marketing
These are
campaigns
Bart's friends, you
using the
sick,
backs of the whole
nasty
J6
piece of
narrative.
shit. They are Bart's friends. They spent time in prison. They were
All
in the
right. Well,
cell
I
when
can
Bart was
explain.
baptized.
I
Bart
can explain my perspective, or I
wanted them
can just
there.
leave.
Who the hell are you?
I can just
Bart wanted
leave,
them
or I can
there.
just.
Bart was
Hey,
on
listen.
FaceTime phone calls with them while he was